Hello, and thank you all for awarding me this time to speak with you about using my Ansible playbook for your company to cut the repetitive time and tasks that it takes to get these sites set up. My name is Justin Foreman, and I am with Tech Titan Industries. Today, we're going to cover the following. 1. What the project does. 2. A visual of how everything connects. 3. A few key lessons I learned during the build. 4. A quick hands-on demo to show how smooth this really is. This playbook automates the provisioning of virtual machines and the installation of WordPress. It includes setting up a full LAMP stack, configuring UFW firewall rules, cloning the WordPress repo, and preparing the database and wp-config.php, so all you have to do is finish the setup via browser. It's designed to support multiple servers at once. You just enter the number of droplets and some basic info, and it does the rest. Whether you're deploying one site or 50, the structure scales with minimal input. Here's where we get a bit visual. Imagine a clean flow. Your terminal runs the playbook. That triggers DigitalOcean's API to create your droplets, sets their IP, installs all dependencies, and connects each one as needed. Front-end, back-end, and database all talk to each other securely. I'll show you a quick mock-up of how it all connects. This diagram helps break down the simplicity behind what looks complex. Here we have the full setup. We have our Ansible host running on the main device. From there, it connects to the DigitalOcean. DigitalOcean will create the 2 droplets and connect via SSH. From there, it will automatically pull the entire LAMP stack and get everything ready. Trust me, it's a lot cooler to see in action. All it takes is a simple command, and you can be running WordPress sites like it's nobody's business. This wasn't all plug and play. I ran into real challenges like SSH timeouts right after provisioning, package mirror errors from DigitalOcean's default image, retry logic not behaving how I expected. I learned that even one typo in a variable can hold up the whole deployment, so I built in retry logic, error handling, and safety checks so this doesn't blow up on your team's time. One of the biggest takeaways: simplicity wins. Every task is now clearly commented and modular. Here's a basic terminal run. All I need to do is set the environment variables, API token, SSH key ID, and even name your droplets if you would like to. Run the playbook and watch as it does the following things. It will provision new droplets, then installs and secures Apache, MySQL, PHP, then sets up the database and WordPress config, then finally outputs the login URL and credentials cleanly in the terminal. It's just one command, then hands off. You sit back, sip your coffee, and watch the sites come to life. I told you it was super easy. So here we have the terminal open and command running. I have even set up a timer in the corner so you can see just how long this will take. This is running it one by one due to running into issues running them too fast. While this sets up the droplets, I have a couple questions lined up. Does this have the ability to scale larger than just 2 droplets? Yes. The playbook is designed for horizontal scalability. You can provision as many droplets as needed by adjusting a single list. Ansible handles them in parallel, and the code is modular enough to support both small and large deployments effortlessly. What happens if it fails midway? The playbook includes retry logic, wait conditions, and error handling. If SSH isn't ready or a task fails, it will retry or skip without crashing the whole operation. You can rerun the playbook without wiping existing progress. Can this be used for apps other than WordPress? Yes. The structure is modular. You can swap out roles or tasks to install different applications or stacks with minimal changes. Do we need special training to use it? You will not. If you can run a terminal command, you can deploy this. I've commented everything clearly for low barrier usage. Here you see that it's created the droplets, and in quick succession, it displays the info about what you created. The purple text is just letting us know that we may want to update parts of this for the future installs. Back to more questions while we wait. Nothing worse than silence or a broken playbook. So that happened. What happens if we mistype something? You'll get a clear error message, and Ansible will halt or skip based on the type of issue. It's designed to be fail-safe, not fragile. What makes this more reliable than doing it manually? Consistency. Automation ensures every deployment follows the same rules, with no missed steps or forgotten configurements. Plus, as much as the bosses hate wasting money, we hate going through debugging scripts to figure out that there was an extra space in the code. Trust me, we all have been there once or twice. So this saves not only time, but money too. It's a win-win for everyone. Now, as you can see, it has put WordPress on one of the droplets, let it load what it needs, and made sure SSH was ready. It even set a fallback DNS just in case. Now it's enabling the repo for all of the PHP packages. Now is where the real fun starts. It's installing the LAMP stack. In this case, we are doing Linux Ubuntu, which we already have, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. This is the base for all of our sites running. After this finishes, I will walk you through what to do after it finishes. I am going to speed this up so we can get to the good part. The second section of the playbook will finish a lot quicker, since provisioning is already done. Here is the speedier part of the process. Now that this has all of that set up and updated, it's going to install WordPress CLI. Essentially, it's going to cut out a lot of the middleman, so when you get into it, you can just set up credentials and site name. I made this cutout as much time as possible while still giving your team as much control as possible. Also, look at how fast that was. The playbook finished that section, and we now have our first site up and running. All you have to do is navigate to that URL, and you will be at the setup page. Or you can go into DigitalOcean first and set up the domain. Up to you. So, I made these a few days ago, but we are going to use them since the others aren't quite done baking yet. We have the DigitalOcean screen showing the droplets done, then the WordPress install screen. As I have the real time for the playbook still running in the corner, I'm going to show you how easy this is to do. This is all that you will see after getting this set up from the terminal. Now, this doesn't look too hard, does it? Let's be real. Setting up one server and site manually already eats up 30 to 40 minutes if you're lucky. Doing two? You're spending over an hour and hoping nothing breaks. My playbook takes that entire process and reduces it to less than 5 minutes of your time with no guesswork, no typos, and no late-night Apache errors. That's the power of automation. That's the value I built. See, we are on the LAMP stack for the second one already. Not much longer until it's done. And then guess what? So are you. Just fill out the little details on the screen and enjoy those extra hours that you have saved. Sounds like that money saved can be used to take the team out for a round after work. We call it the automated appreciation value. We are almost there. It just has a couple things to finish up in the background. Then we have 2 sites that will be ready for their little finishing up. Where do you think you would be in this time? Still getting that pot of coffee going, just coming back from the bathroom? Still stuck in that meeting that is totally not needed, but we have to do it anyways? Well, if you did this, you could put that coffee on, go to the bathroom, and head into that meeting on time for once while this runs. There we go. Just about 6.5 minutes, and you got 2 fully ready WordPress sites. Add in an extra minute for the setup, and you spent less than 5 minutes getting each site ready. Now let's say you scaled this up to 50 sites. Let's say changing the code by just adding in the site names took you 30 minutes. That's quite a stretch, but let's give the manual time to do this a fighting chance. Let's also say that each site took 5 minutes to create start to finish. That is about 5 hours. All you really had to do was add in the sites to the code and then finish setup after it finished. Manually, you have to get the server up, install everything, move stuff around, get it up and going, with 0 issues. On average, let's just say it took you 45 minutes. That's for one site. Only 49 more to go. For reference, That is almost 38 hours. An entire work week. That's not factoring in breaks, them leaving and coming back the next day, 0-day issues from that new deployment, anything. Just straight working on it. Now say that you build that one site, then clone the same machine 49 times. Smarter for sure, but still. Let's look at that math. 45 minutes for that first build, 3 minutes per clone, 5 minutes to change each machine to be unique. That's still 7 hours. My code assures there are no hangups by running them one by one to give each site that full setup without error. Now, if we change one part of the code to run 2 or even 3 sites concurrent, the time drops drastically. It goes from 4 hours at one site per to only 2 hours by running 2 sites at a time, down to only 90 minutes running 3 at a time. Even by sticking at one, they can work on other issues while this runs. Go to that meeting, go take a break, whatever. Also, it still cuts that cloning machine time in almost half. It's a 900% increase in speed compared to doing it manually. Now tell me, with that time and money saved, what would you do? Now, I want to thank you for your time and cooperation during this. It truly has been a pleasure being able to talk to you all about this and show you what my services could bring your team. I just have one question. Do you need a pen? I have the contract right here for you.